48 hours, and we've got plenty of case studies to show this, that Google will pick it up. Google, let's say on the bully stick example, because I use that exact example, and we did it. And one day later, we were shown 279 times on Google with a variety of different combinations. And some of the keyword combinations were horrible. They were, 5 or 6 keywords long, but some of them were really good. So we had 279 ranked on Google, 100, I think it was 170 that were on page 1, and 131 that were actually number 1 on Google. And some of them were, again, horrible, but some were like bully sticks launched Amazon. That's pretty good. And there was a couple of 2 keyword phrases that were matched. And that's, Google is going to pick it up. And it's not just the keyword phrase at the beginning. They'll mix everything up in the title that will combine. So you could have hundreds, you could have 400 different, at the most I've ever seen was about 400 plus keywords ranked on Google within about 24 hours. But that's the norm. It's not something that, if you write a good press release, or if you write an average press release, you could get those types of results. It's not, something that just happens once in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when we're talking about this, you're talking about just the title only, and that's the most important part. And that's what, we've never tracked keywords from the body so much, because, that would be gazillions of keyword combinations that it couldn't really efficiently be done. But, and now we're starting to look at tracking some other kind of major terms that you might be having part of a Google Ads campaign or something, and just seeing the effects happening there. And we're seeing different effects. The power of the press release is interesting. Now that would be difficult for us to track for a client, because we don't know what keywords other keywords are going after. So we can really only look at the title and say, hey, look at all these different permutations, and it's actually quite amazing. But the tentacles of the PR is because Google treats it as its own sort of special piece of content. And, their algorithm changes all the time. In fact, I think I shared with you just the other day, there was an algorithm update. And the biggest winners out of that algorithm update were news pieces. So that's, I think it just goes to show how much emphasis and how much importance Google is still placing on news items, because they've really cleaned up the industry. And I don't want to go too far into this, because we could talk for bloody hours on it. But, we all know that, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, there was a lot of abuse of the press release system, which caused Google to make some big changes to stop people from doing that. And so we went through a bit of a phase where people had to understand and refeel their way through the market. But press releases are back, and they're still very, very effective, as long as you've got a decent, well-written PR, which we're going to talk about today, and a good distribution network behind you.
Right. So now that we've got the main point, the title out of the way, as that's probably 80% of the